Let's bring in America's accountant, Dan Geltrude, to talk about what declining birth rates really mean for the future of the U.S. economy. Dan, thanks for being here.
Hey, Luke, you looking sharp today, I got to tell you.
Not as good as you, my friend. You're rocking and rolling as always. A lot to unpack here. I mean, Elon Musk has been very outspoken for years about how I think in 2050, the projections are that we'll actually have a negative declining population here in America, whether it's birth rates, immigration. But really, I hit it on the tease on the previous show, coming into the show. You know, the economy is a big Ponzi scheme. We need more workers to fill more shoes to be more productive. Now, the saying is AI might replace all of this and AI is going to be productive and we don't need more workers. Where do you see this going, Dan?
Well, it's not going down a good road. Now, look, this is not a demographic story. This is truly a fiscal story, as you started off here. Look, we need young people for many, many reasons. I mean, with fewer workers coming into the workforce, that has an absolute significant impact on things like Social Security and the growth of the economy and all the other things that the government needs to do. And certainly AI is not going to replace that. Now, if you look at the simple math here, Luke, and I know you're a math guy, so right now the fertility rates in the United States are about 1.6 births per woman. Now, I'm going to go with it takes a couple, and then you're only reproducing at 1.5. So those numbers are not going to add up. So it's just a matter of time before we have a shrinking population, which economically is extremely damaging. So again, basic math. You have a couple, they need to have at least 2 or more kids to be able to replace themselves.
So there's a lot of saying in the young generations, the term DINK, dual income, no kids. Okay, it's almost like they're excited to brag about having no kids and having dual income and being more free in a lot of ways. Well, I'm a part of that Gen Z population. I got married in 2024. We can't wait to have kids because what I really went through in my own mind is a philosophical purpose. I'm like, having kids is going to provide me a lot of purpose, and it's going to be very rewarding when I look back and hopefully when I'm 75, 80 years old and say, hey, this was a great decision because I'm surrounded by people that I love and I don't really not have anybody around. Is it an economic question solely of just, hey, I can't afford to have kids, so I don't have them? Or is it more of an almost philosophical question that young people just aren't thinking about? Is it because we're on our phones swiping nonstop with dopamine and we just can't even think about anything else besides going to work and being on our phones? What is the real issue here? Is it just economics or is there other things going on?
Well, I think it's a combination of things, but I think economics plays a huge role. So we have to look here at the situation and say, what actually makes birth rates rise? Because the one thing it is not, Luke, is the government telling you to have more kids. And it's not even the government incentivizing you to have more kids. What it comes down is to this. There's got to be strong job markets, rising real wages, affordable housing, and financial confidence. Because what we have here is that couples are delaying having kids or making a decision not to have children because of economic uncertainty. So the way to turn this thing around, Luke, is to be able to have a strong economy where people feel stability and it feels safe that they're going to bring children into a world that, one, they could afford to bring up, and two, that these children have a chance to be able to be successful in their careers.
I love that. But I do want to play a quick devil's advocate here because I agree with everything you said, but I don't think the sole issue is, hey, we need better jobs and we need a better economy. I think at the end of the day, you go back to my grandparents and my parents' generation of the slower lifestyle, the slowing down, going out to eat maybe once a week, maybe once a month, having one car. and taking one vacation a year. It seems like the younger generations want 5 vacations a year, 10 vacations a year. They want 3 cars. They want to eat out every single day out of the week. They want to DoorDash everything to their house. So the jobs might be there in a lot of ways. The economy might be there in a lot of ways, but their spending habits are really getting them into trouble, and that's what's causing the issues. Is that not possibly part of the problem too?
Oh, I'm sure it is, Luke, but also go along with how much is higher education going to cost? It's already outrageous, and those costs are going up. So I think when people are looking at, hey, what is our financial future? And when we look at, are we making enough to buy a house? Probably not. Are we making enough to send our kids to school, whether it's private schools or college thereafter? The answer is probably not. And then you drop in, are we going to have enough to retire? Probably not. So people look at that and say, you know what? The heck with this. Let's just enjoy. And I'm going to quote Rodney Dangerfield here, who said, listen, the best part about kids is making them. So maybe that's the focus.
I love that. That's awesome, Dan. Thank you so much for coming on today. I will say, when there's a will, there is a way. One of my best friends is raising 3 kids, basically in a camper right now. So when there's a will, there's a way. And you kids are the most beautiful thing in the world, and we can't wait. Dan, thanks for coming on today.
Thanks, Luke.
Now here's a look at the